Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome back to my bloody Handz campaign as the Great Green Prophet. So we've just started our invasion of the Border Prince's territory. They seem to already be being sieged up here, so we might leave there. And we're going to just start pushing south through their territory now, just to really start pressuring them. We are going to be building an army at home as well. Now, we do have some extra regiments of renown to build now, so let's compare. So these are some Gobbo sword infantry. They're good. Their leadership's quite good too. So these are Night Goblins. How many of them do you get? So you get 120. They've got a bit more armour. They are shielded. Their leadership is slightly worse. Their speed is good. They do more damage. They've got more melee defense. Their weapon strength is lower. But I think I'll grab a unit. You know, I want to mix things up a little bit. Oh, we can only afford to recruit one thing. I'm going to get those Nightwolf Howlers for the time being. Okay, and let's enter. And we're going to start pressuring straight away. I prefer to kick up here. Oh, actually no, we might even look at taking this little Gobbo place up here. Because if we can capture there, and that I believe is part of this territory. So that'd be quite good for us. We might try and force them to join us. If not, we're just going to smash them. Actually, that's not part of here, that's part of this territory above us. So it can wait, but it is somewhere I want to be aiming for. Because mountains are one of my better regions, though I can take quite a lot of places as the orcs. It does work quite well. I do not trust that vampire army, but there really isn't a huge amount I can do about it. I'm not particularly upset if I lose this region, but they could then start pushing north as well. And if they go to war with me, they would end up at war with all of the oh, we've triggered a warg. So this is an army which is helping us, guys, already. So we've already triggered a warg. So crest issue, they want us to conduct an action against the Greenskin tribes.
Awah, mighty lord.
Awah.
The bloodlust of your boys has attracted more of your kin to their banner. Your forces are unstoppable.
So this is basically a little army which follows me around. I can send where I want. Oh, that is a nice army as well. And so long as I keep my fightiness high, they will stay with me. Do that for the time being, because if I can get trading with them, that'll be... I can't trade with people. Need to keep remembering that.
Let's take what should be ours.
Right, let's march him up to the border, and let's look here, because if we can take here, that'd be very good. That'll get us the entire region. Right, and let's recruit someone. And let's recruit someone here. No, let's not start building there then. Let's start getting some orc boys out there. Right, we'll head to this one first, then we'll head up to the Skull Reef. Is there a technology which allows me to trade? That is the question. I've got a feeling there isn't, which is a little annoying. But, you know, it's not the end of the world if we can't. It does make it a very different type of faction, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And that's one of the things... This is why I said, guys, I've not really played the orcs much, so we shall see. Okay, so pushing for all these. The issue of taking here is it is going to give me a border with the vampires up here. So I do need to just be aware of that as I start pushing. Having this warg with us is going to help us pushing as well, though, because we're going to be able to be a lot more aggressive in our actions against the border princes, because we've effectively got a slightly better stack with us, with really good charge bonuses, so we can start shredding through their territory with that fairly quickly, actually. And if I can secure all of here, I've got a few places. We've got the dwarfs up here, but I can even secure here, and then we are in a better position there. And what I can do is I can leave the other orc tribes behind me, and I can ideally slowly confederate them as they start fighting other factions and as they expand. Obviously, I've got to pay attention to the greenskins because they can get quite big, and they will also be doing a big chunk of confederating as well. So, ooh, my income is struggling now. So let's get this hit off.
Wurrzag.
Okay, we're gonna wait for our lovely I'm sure it's Warg. I could just be mispronouncing it though, so I can't really afford to have him then. No, let's not drop him just yet. A fell cargo. It's a trunk of maps, which isn't so useful. And we are going for this skull reef now, which should give us 10k next turn. So we can afford this negative for one turn. Let's end turn. My Wah will move up. My Warg. Let me know, is it a Wah or is it a Warg? It's probably a Wah. I've probably been mispronouncing it a lot for a long time. I am quite dyslexic, so I do that occasionally when I read things. I will completely misread and mispronounce it, so something I do need to be a bit careful of. Right, so I do have the dwarves up here who are at war with me, so that is something I need to be a little careful of. But again, I'm not so worried if I lose a few settlements. I'm just, I'm partly just wanting to smash through settlements as well. So the border princes are making their way back up now to try and deal with me. Which is something I do need to be paying a bit of attention to. Okay, so we are now almost back to our turn. For all of the Norscan factions. Okay, so here we go. So you see the dwarves are already confederating, and that's one of the things the dwarves are really, really good at. This makes it a nice, easy victory. Now this is nice. We've got a nice hold here. So this gets us wolf riders as well if we want them.
Absolutely not.
We are back on positive here. Right. Let's up my growth and my obedience. You can pick up this skull reef, which gets us 10k, and an earthen grog, which is always useful. And we're just going to keep exploring, trying to find places, trying to find bits and pieces around the place. Right. So I'm going to drop a couple of these guys. Actually, we're going to do a bit of a unit merging there. And drop another one, and we're going to get a couple of units of Gobbo Wolf Riders to start pushing with. And yes, and then we're going to start pushing down the coast again next turn. And here we can actually build one of these guys to start upping my obedience. You can move to the coast. Some of these guys can be upgraded a little bit, and we can do a little more recruiting with this guy. Okay. And let's end turn. This is the issue with regiments of renown. While they're good, they are also expensive. So this is something you want to be careful with. Oh, so the Scabby Eyes are managing to actually expand there, which is good. Having them on my board then is good, because that will keep the other people, the dwarfs, distracted. Actually, if they can take Barakvar, if they can control this region, I'm more than happy for that to happen, because that means that they are stronger, and I've got a little bit of a in a not a very orc way. Tactically, that's quite good, because it means I've got a sort of line of defense before they get to me. So the dwarfs have to be paying attention to them directly on their borders more than me. Now I know the dwarves are here in Karak Dormar, but they are potentially dealing with other things quite before me, because the vampires are up here, who are very hostile towards them early game as well. Though with the Reprisal update, which I am using the beta of at the moment, that might have changed a little bit. Right, let's start double timing it down the coast. Right, I'm going to knock a couple of these over, because I don't necessarily want these here. And we're going to start building other buildings in this thing. First of all as well, we're going to start getting things to start making them a bit happier in that region. Right. But it ups my miscast chance. Could also make him a dodgy geezer later on. Right. I'm going to get Gork'll fix it, so I've got all of the spells. But for the moment, we'll hold that there. Now, we are beginning to lose money here. I'm going to move these guys down here just to watch here. Right, we're going to drop this one as well to start making a bit more money. We're going to leave that one now, because once this place is up, I want to start pushing that up as well, because I am struggling with my income at the moment a little bit. Let's see if there's anything up here. I suspect the Skaven hold here, so let's keep just pushing around the coast to find more bits and pieces.
This is my land. You reek of anguish.
I don't trust them. Some of this will drop off as well. Right. My Wah is following. Right, so we're going to hit Zvorak next, and then just keep working my way down the Border Prince's coastline, which should buff up our income nicely, and then we'll have a bit of a rest there once we've smashed the Border Princes. We'll be nice and powerful at that point, which will be doing us good. We are friends with all the other orc factions at the moment, but I'm not going to trust them not to try and take advantage of a situation and go to war with me, because they are orcs after all. They are not necessarily known for their trustworthiness, guys. So, you know, not as bad as Skaven. Never trust the Skaven. If you have an alliance with Skaven, they will break it at some point. So, you know, whereas the orcs, while they'll go to war with you, they're not quite as bad. Oh, I assumed these guys could raid, but they appear not to have a raiding stance. Right, that'll up my obedience by 4. He can start being built up as well. And we've got a beast layers, which makes certain things cheaper to recruit.
Come on.
Let's drop off a few of these, because I can't really afford to keep them. Right, that's good. So Skaven are expanding quickly there. Right, so we're going to go down to this fell cargo, pick that up, and then we'll keep exploring the coasts. Okay, so Zvorak is next, and that's pretty much pushing into their last territory, I think. So the border princes are going to be going down. We might still have a good battle to go with them, but that should really help to protect my territories. Because obviously here's a lot more defendable than here, because they can just slink across the sea and land all over the place if I leave them. So I'm more than happy to smash the border princes, and obviously it gets me a lot more income, though these territories will be a little harder to hold potentially. Okay, so they're pushing off again now. That's good. Once we start pushing down, I'm probably just going to drop this lord completely once Gronti Mingol is a bit more secure and a bit more leveled up. So that's Clan Skyer over there. I probably do want to try and get an early alliance with them if I can, but again, they're not somebody I'm going to trust for a huge amount of time. So the Greenskins are confederating, so this is actually something I don't want them to get too many confederations too early. So if I can get some confederations as well, this will always benefit me.
Talk. I'm listening. No. I has powers.
So we found the Broken Noser over here.
Let's get one thing.
Let's get a non-aggression pact with them.
Wurrzag. Let's get one thing understood. You stupid.
Okay, military access
Let's
then.
do this.
Me and the lads got some time. What do you off?
Horrible gobbers here. We'll try and get military access with them. Oh.
No.
Oh, he's not very nice, is he?
Let's talk. I can kill you.
Okay, well that'll do. That does mean we are now bordering on with the Greenskins, but they are relatively friendly with us at the moment. Right, let's hit Zovrak. Nice, easy victory for us here. We'll loot and occupy it for the time being. It does give me a lot more negatives, but it does help us get going. I really do want to be able to build some other things here. Which buildings cause -2? Oh, that's the region, not the buildings. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on with that. Okay, no, I'm happy with this at the moment, though I do need to pay attention to some of my regions a little bit still. Let's pick up this fell cargo. Still a nice big chunk of gold there.
Come on. Send me some out.
Okay, and actually I'm now going to knock this... Hold him for a moment, and we're going to pressure straight down on their next turn. You know, basically I'm just going to keep the pressure on the border princes now, to try and push them back into their main territory. And once we've got them dealt with, we can then concentrate on getting these territories happy again. It is a little annoying having to, you know, it's going to take a little bit of getting these guys in line, but it's worth it simply because it does give me that extra protection. And then we can work out where we're pushing next. And we might even push up into the mountains against Clan Angrund here, and then obviously we've got the other Karak Hurim up here and the Black Venom tribe who we can also pressure against there. If we want to, because there's nothing wrong with going to war with other Orc and Gobbo factions, because if I take them out, obviously once I've taken them out, we're you know, I can either force them to confederate or I can take them out completely and subsume them, and you know, same with anybody, it's not necessarily bad. Okay, so Chaos Stir and the Bray Herd have arrived. Now that's what I was a bit
I
worried
will not
about.
obey.
Let's start double timing down here. So what's the garrison like here? I don't think I actually have much of a garrison here at all. So we'd have a little one. So it wouldn't be an easy fight, let's be honest. So it's going to put us into negative again, but it gives us a better defense.
What?
Right. Let's start pushing along the coast this way. I think they've reduced the amount of these reefs which are about the place. Because potentially, you know, I'm getting them, but they're not quite as often. So the mysterious island up there, because they were happening a little too much, which was making it a little easy to maintain your income simply by having a spare lord running around the place picking them up. I still think it's worthwhile because I've made nearly 20k off it already. Well, no. 5, 6... Yeah, no, I've nearly 17 and a bit k off those things already. And you get various buffs of them, some of them which reduce your upkeep and things as well. So they are definitely worth having somebody whose job it is to go around hitting them. Okay, they've decided not to actually fight me there. And we're gonna hit their capital next. So the border princes are really beginning to struggle now, which is good. That was the point of this invasion, was to secure the coastline. I'm still a little worried about up here, and I do want to be able to drop that army off to start upping my income. But for the time being, we're gonna have to wait as we are. And Clan Skyer are somebody I need to keep an eye on, because they could, if they get too big, I want to try and get another. Well, I don't want to get an alliance with them, but I want to stop them attacking me.
Let's take what should be ours. Alright then, let's do it. Spells time.
Okay, and we're gonna wait on our. Obviously, we're gonna wait on our Wurrzag, and this will get us all of the territory here.
This is my land.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna fight them. Drop them to give me a slight positive income. So that's quite nice. See, I should be able to raid, so why didn't he have a raiding stance? Or do we automatically raid? I'm a little confused here. Right, let's go and look at this mysterious island. Shiny boots and fresh recruits. Right. Don't want to go over poking the elves yet. He is suffering from a lack of fightiness now, but that was always going to happen with him being sent out there. At the end of the day, I really don't care if he dies off. And now we've got my Wah next to us. We should be able to finish off the border princes, at which point their army over in our lands will start falling to pieces, and we can then work out exactly where to go next and how to expand next. Though it might be a little bit of just getting ourselves in order, but obviously I can't not. If I stay at peace for too long, my armies will start struggling. Okay, so we're going to have to fight this one, guys. We should be able to win this. This was probably going to happen this turn or next turn, so I'm not that worried about it. We've got some nice units here. And once again, they have a lot of archers, so it's going to be about managing to deal with their archers. Now, the thing I don't think I've got here is I don't think I've got the ability to deal with their... I don't think I've got as many fast movers, so catching their archers could be a bit harder. But, you know, it shouldn't be too bad. Now, if I was them, I would set up on this hill here and set up a nice sort of little, like, bastion, so if I tried to get to any sides, I'd just rotate myself around to defend where I'm going to hit from, because that way I have to charge uphill, but the AI is not necessarily going to do that. But that would be the best sort of defensive position on this map, would be this hill, because they put an ice line here. If I go this way, they can rotate it around. Though that hill is not quite as steep. Oh, I'm starting on this side, and that hill is not quite as steep as I thought. Okay, right. So a nice big line. You see, these gobbos are far more organised and disciplined than my guys.
Where's the cake? We is better than them.
Than my savage orcs. Right. Straight on, let's just go. Let's push. Oh no, why am I pushing? Okay, let's get into position. Let's wait until they're a bit closer and then we will charge. Okay. Now we're just gonna charge, let's be honest. I'm not gonna mess around here. Why are you stopping? Charge, Mr. Boss. And the Hubies are charging back. Let's watch this clash. My orcs jumping in there. Straight into the side here. Oh! My Araboys can start, and my Goblin Archers can start hitting their ranged. These guys can start sliding around. We are beginning to break them. Some of my guys are suffering. I need to get in here a bit more. Let's get my Lord over here where they're suffering. Let's hit the back of them here. Right, we've caught some of their archers there. Okay, let's keep the pressure on. Let's get my Lord into here. Oh! Okay, is he just like belly flopping on top of them? Okay, this is good. I want to keep the pressure on their archers. We are cracking them all now nicely as well. Let's just keep the pressure on now. God, this unit of crossbowmen is holding valiantly here, considering it's completely surrounded by orcs. They're going now, and we've got this, guys. And that's the matter out. So that's that little army routed, which means we can potentially, well, we can drop this army now as well, which will help our income. Obviously, I'm going to double tap them first before I do that. And then we're going to work out exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. Okay. And let's eat them! So we've now got the remainder of the Border Prince's forces seamed up in their own in their last city, which will mean the Border Prince's lands will be completely mined soon. I still want to sort out up here, because I am losing public order up here, which is something I do want to get in order relatively quickly if I can.
Boys grow restless for
Yeah,
battle,
I
Savage
know.
Lord.
Right, we're actually going to go and explore this way then. I was hoping we'd find something.
This is my land.
Right, let's smash them.
Start the war.
And let's take here.
It's time.
It's now an easy auto. Oh, we did lose some wolves.
Crush them.
Okay, so things are going better now. So we're nearly back in order up there. The second we get the next bit of territory, we should be able to. And we are going to end this here then, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed playing it. So again, thank you very much for watching, guys. And feel free to throw advice for my Orc campaign in the comments. I'm not so good at playing Orcs, so we'll have to see how this goes.